The 1100s. A century buried under myths of knights, castles, and crusades. But what if I told you? This era saw the birth of universities, the clash of empires, powerful queens, and even the rise of secret orders. Stick around, because here are 20 historical facts about the 1100s they never taught you in school. Welcome to Inspire and Learn. If you're fascinated by untold history and global stories that shaped the modern world, hit that subscribe button and let's uncover the truth behind the 12th century. In 1100, King William II of England, also known as William Rufus, died during a hunting trip in the New Forest. Shot by an arrow. Some say it was an accident. Others, a royal assassination to seize the throne. Oxford University, the oldest in the English-speaking world, began teaching scholars in the late 1100s. That's nearly 1,000 years of continuous education. Feudalism dominated Europe. You were either a lord, a knight, or a peasant. Social mobility, almost impossible. The Second Crusade began in 1147, led by kings of France and Germany. It ended in disaster, with heavy losses and no real gain. In 1187, Muslim general Saladin captured Jerusalem, ending 88 years of Christian control. Even his enemies admired his honor. The Knights Templar rose to fame in the 1100s, protecting pilgrims, growing rich, and shrouded in mystery. Some say they held secrets of the Holy Grail. Eleanor of Aquitaine, one of the most powerful women of the Middle Ages, was queen of both France and England. She led armies, influenced politics, and shaped dynasties. The magnetic compass arrived in Europe from China, a small tool that would eventually power empires and global navigation. Paper, invented in China, reached Europe via Islamic Spain. Before that, books were copied on expensive animal skin parchment. 1170. Archbishop Thomas Becket was murdered inside Canterbury Cathedral by Knights of King Henry II. His death made him a martyr, and the cathedral, a site of pilgrimage. Arabic numerals began replacing Roman numerals in Europe. The simple 09 digits you use every day came from India through Islamic scholars. In Japan, the samurai class gained prominence. They followed Bushido, a strict warrior code of honor, loyalty, and death before dishonor. The Norse sagas of the 1100s preserved Viking legends, gods, and battles. Without them, much of Viking culture would have been lost forever. Castles weren't just military forts, they became symbols of power. With moats, drawbridges, and keeps, they were medieval skyscrapers. Gunpowder was being developed in China. These early weapons wouldn't reach Europe for centuries, but their roots began here. In 1135, England plunged into a civil war known as the Anarchy. Two rivals fought for the throne. The result? Chaos and bloodshed for nearly 20 years. The Song dynasty in China led the world in science, technology, and trade. They even used paper money, while Europe was still trading in silver. In 1189, Richard I, better known as Richard the Lionheart, became King of England, a fearless warrior, but he spent barely 6 months of his reign in England. By 1199, King John took the throne. His oppressive rule would later inspire the legend of Robin Hood, the outlaw hero who stole from the rich to give to the poor. Even in the 1100s, ideas and inventions were traveling across continents, from Baghdad to Barcelona, Beijing to London. The world was far more connected than we often imagine. So the 1100s weren't just dusty pages in a textbook. They were a turning point. A century of crusades and queens, science and secrets, faith and fire. If these facts opened your eyes, imagine what else history is hiding. If you enjoyed this journey, smash that like button, share it with a fellow history lover, and subscribe to Inspire and Learn for more powerful stories from the past.